Alright, hey travelers, Chris here with another review. Today we are in beautiful Pattaya, about a 2-hour drive from Bangkok, and we are gonna check out the InterContinental Pattaya. I'm very excited to see what this hotel is like. To be honest, on the pictures it looked a little bit outdated. I can't wait to see where that holds up or not, so let's go. So let's talk a little bit about the InterContinental, and for some context you can see it here. It is a little bit outside or on the edge of Pattaya city, not too far from the main beaches they have. However, they also have their own kind of beach, and more to that later. And you can see here already the pool landscape that is quite extensive. Speaking about the kind of beach, you can see here what it looks like. There's a lot of seating opportunities and there is sand. However, this is not a proper kind of beach next to the ocean. In fact, there's a little bit of a gap, a little bit of a drop with some rocks that separate this beach from direct access to the water. Now, during our stay, we hardly saw anyone being here. It's a little bit of a walk. You have to walk downhill to this area, although we saw that I think there are some outdoor barbecue opportunities. You can see it here, they already set the tables. So I think this is beautiful for a sunset meal. Also quite interesting was this little kind of separated area. I believe those are for the villas, some kind of private access to the waterfront access of the resort. From the airport, it's then only a quick taxi ride to the hotel, and you have this unassuming entrance that leads you actually into this very nice and airy lobby area. This is really beautiful. I love the big orchid bouquet greeting you, as well as the direct view onto the ocean. You have a beautiful sunset view when you come in. Now, unfortunately, despite the nice lobby, the check-in process was quite a hassle. It was fairly crowded, but mainly they also only had 2 desks open. They were handing out these post-it notes to kind of create some kind of order, and they gave me the wrong one at first. And it took almost half an hour for us to even get ready to check in, and this is despite the Intercontinental Ambassador status and the IHG Platinum status. So certainly a bit of a letdown there. After the check-in, you then get the chance to be driven around in these cute golf carts to your building, and you get the chance to see a little bit of the resort, and you can see just how nice and green it is, which I absolutely love. Alright, so here we are in the room. We initially booked a, I believe, King Deluxe Park View room, got one small upgrade to an ocean view room, and I think that's also the main thing that we have to highlight here at first when you come into the room. Besides this absolutely massive bed is the incredible view that you see here. And the nice part about this hotel actually is that you feel like you have really a sense of privacy here. So even on the balcony, if you look forward at least, you see that there's no obstructions. It's just beautiful jungle, beautiful green, and the ocean coming. It is truly stunning. One downside of this though is if you actually look to the other side of the balcony, that's the limit of the privacy, of course. If you have guests over there, they will certainly be able to say hello and wave over, but it's at least it's at least something. Okay, then let's look at the room. It's definitely a bit more classic, traditional vibe. You have these dark wooden tones. I believe the hotel is a little bit older already. Nevertheless, it looks quite decent. I don't care for these lampshades much. That makes it look a bit old school, but overall it's nice. The beds are fine, hard as always in Asia, but definitely I think comfortable. What's nice is that you also have USB ports next to the bed, so there's a little bit of a modern feeling to it. Of course, you have a big TV and plenty of room to kind of make yourself comfy, including a little table where you can work if you choose to. Don't work in a resort, guys. You are supposed to take off, but anyway. Other than that, you have a massive wardrobe in here. You have the usual bathrobes. And of course, besides that, you have the typical espresso machine, kettle, and also free water. I'm not sure if this comes with the status. We are here on a Diamond and Intercontinental Ambassador status, So there are a couple of extra perks, but nevertheless, and this one looks like an espresso style machine. So overall not bad. You can see a little bit the age of the hotel when you, for example, look at the AC controls here, that it certainly has been here for quite a while. But I don't see a lot of wear and tear, which is really great. Let's then have a look at the bathroom. Nothing big to mention here. You don't get any windows, unfortunately, and that means that if you have a bath here, you will likely not be able to see the ocean from here. But nevertheless, at least you have a quite big and long bathroom, so it looks like even I can fit in here. You have a shower here, of course the toilet and a sink. Only one, so if you come here with multiple people, it might get a little bit cramped, but it does the job. And then what's I think quite common and standard is this brand of refillable shampoo, conditioner and so on, which so far is quite nice from our side. Some more water, always great. And yeah, that's pretty much it from the room. Overall, looks a little bit old school, but I think it fits the vibe of a kind of an island, Hawaiian-like hotel room. So we're excited to see what the rest of the hotel offers. Now let's, after this, make our way to arguably the most important part of a beach resort, or a pool resort in this case, and that's the actual pool. Now there's multiple ones. Here is a small tranquility pool, I think they called it. This one, which you I guess could rather call the main pool, and then there's a third pool a little bit down the hill here as well. So you have plenty of options to choose from. I'm sure you won't get bored with all the many pools that you can try out. And I gotta really hand it to the hotel here. It is quite beautiful with the landscaping. You feel like you're constantly surrounded by jungle and lush green, which makes it feel really relaxing. And I think it also helps cool down the area a little bit and reduce the amounts of direct sun exposure that you are getting outside of the pool. Now there's a couple of course, items you can order directly to the pool, and price-wise, they're a bit on the pricier side, but this is an InterContinental, so I would expect that. And we tried out a few items. We got some drink vouchers based on our status that we used at the pool here, as well as the Wagyu burger here, which comes in around $15 and was actually quite tasty and surprisingly big portion. I also like these small details, like these elephant stone shaped umbrella holders. Now one thing to note is that this is quite a steep resort, so you have a lot of stairs to climb. Now I believe you can get around this by ordering the electric buggies to get you around, but just something to keep in mind that it can get quite steep. Now let's talk about the breakfast. And the breakfast you can have outside or inside. In the beginning we actually chose to sit outside, but it is actually quite hot, even though the hotel is trying to help that by placing a couple of fans. It is still toasty. Unfortunately, the inside, as you can see here, it's not very large, so usually you might have to start at least outside and hope that a table in the inside gets free. Now the good part about being outside at least is that you have access to this kind of little grill and cook station. They had some fresh satay sticks and some other savory and local dishes. In regards to the overall buffet, I have to say I was rather disappointed. The fruit selection was a bit underwhelming, and most of the fruit, to be honest, was quite mushy. The pastries, on the other hand, were decent, although a little bit on the dry side. So overall, it's absolutely fine. Nothing too crazy, but I think it gets the job kind of done. And it's nice that at least they have, for example, these noodle stations, and of course they have an egg station. And all the usual salads and whatnot as well. Lastly, we also wanted to try out a spa, and you can see the offering here. A 90-minute spa massage sets you back around $70, so it's definitely not cheap. They let you pick the scented oil that you would like. Overall, it's definitely quite a nice introduction to the massage. You wait at the office here, they serve you tea, and afterwards, once they prepared the room, they will drive you over to the spa area. Now, unfortunately, the spa area during our stay was under construction, so they kind of had this provisory arrangement where the spa would happen in just a regular room. You can see the bed headboards here on the right side, and they just put these massage tables inside. Nevertheless, I think that's all right. You can see here that you get a cold towel and some delicious juice, and of course they put the curtains down to give you privacy so people from the outside cannot look in. Overall, I have to say this is quite an okay arrangement. You also get these silky robes. Now, before you get too good of an impression of the InterContinental Pattaya, I also want to highlight a couple of things that I noticed, and that comes especially down to the wear and tear. Here's a compilation of some of the items or issues I noticed in the room, like random nails coming out of the wall. Everything feels a little bit rusty and a bit of a shoddy construction. You have this absolutely ancient looking fan that was kind of hard to even operate. The lampshades, for example, were quite dusty. And then especially in the bathroom, everything looked like it was in dire need of an overhaul. One other thing to mention is that when we actually switch on the AC, it creates quite a blast and quite some noise. So it's off right now, I'm turning it on right now. And it's really going ham, guys. I'm scared. No, it's fine, but it's working very hard, even though we didn't set the temperature to be something too crazy. When you turn it off, it makes this really funny sound. So that's something special. Unfortunately, the signs of wear and tear continued at the pools, for example, where you can see here they have seen better times, and I think this should be at some point addressed, because that definitely does not feel like it should be part of the InterContinental standard. Everything seems, for lack of a better word, a little bit half-assed here. So, can I recommend this hotel? I think I would at least not go back to it. I think the view is absolutely fantastic, and that's really the big plus point. However, keep in mind this is not a beach resort, there's not a proper beach, so if you're all about the lying at the beach part, then this is not the hotel for you. The breakfast is fine, the rooms are a little bit old, but I feel like for around $180 per night, this is quite pricey, at least for Pattaya and Thailand, for this kind of experience, and I think you might fare better with some other hotels. Nevertheless, I'm glad I checked this off my bucket list, and also, to be fair, if you get this hotel at somewhat of a sale, maybe it gives you a better value. So that's it from my side, guys. If you've been to the InterContinental Pattaya before, let me know in the comments below how you liked it, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. So cheers.